Dun dun dun.
So today in news, in the Nerd Buffet news, we have indie wrestling on WWE Network, John Cena on SNL. Are you sick of The Walking Dead? And then after that, we have movie reviews from Jake Bates. So, starting with, there's apparently a big rumor that there's going to be indie wrestling on the WWE Network.
What?
Yes, how do we feel about this?
That would be great. That would be more than great. Even if you just start with one or two indie promotions, I'm gonna guess that's what's the one that they do that with like TNA guys and stuff. What is that one called? That I'm
Evolve.
Thinking of? Evolve. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
I know
for being my other.
Evolve and Ring of Honor have both been like, yes, please God, take our content.
If you could get both of those, that is a huge step.
Are
up.
they still
And I would.
indie, though? If
Well,
WWE is showing that.
When I read the
That's
article
just
the first time,
yeah.
I laughed out loud because I said, pretty much anybody that's not WWE in Vince's eyes is indie.
Yeah, and that's been like
so you can just be indie wrestling.
that's like been confirmed that he's trying to be cool Vince and use that term, and
he's only going to be cool Vince because he gets to call all competition indie.
Yes, that's exactly.
It's like I'm the overlord and you're indie.
And I don't know. I just feel like maybe Triple H of all people has finally opened his eyes to the bigger picture of how we can make this wrestling thing.
Is Dragon Force on there?
If you can start with those two aforementioned promotions,
dead.
and
Dragon
then
Force
slowly, I mean, if you start getting in more subscribers, there's been talks of, hey, would you pay a couple bucks more to get like the indie stuff on your thing? Yeah, of course. I will say I will pay the $2 or $3 more to get that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if that leads to you adding more and more promotions and just becoming the global network for all things wrestling. I'm completely for that.
It's good to have that content for various reasons. I mean, they can have. I know they're really big on obviously AJ, and they're going to be really big on Shinsuke Nakamura. And you can have all this Joe. You can have all this content to really build these guys more, and so they can become what they were, but also become something that's a WWE made product as well. It's like that's kind of the new thing.
Well, think about the three of us when we were little kids. If we would have had something like this, man, my knowledge is already vast.
I would have never gone outside.
Yeah. Thank God. I never had to go out there.
But you guys always talk about, well, you mostly talk about how there's Vince guys, and then there's the indie guys, the indie darlings.
Yeah.
And they're getting to a place now where those terms aren't going to they're not going to exist anymore.
Well, Vince has very little say. I mean, he has still a lot of say in like creative and stuff, but he has very little say in like who they are pushing. I think. I mean, he still has the ultimate say, but I don't think he's as active in the programming as he used to be.
I think he's more open because there's so much demand, and we saw what happened with Roman Reigns and everything last couple years of how people have just been crazy, and then Daniel Bryan, and I think he's finally like, okay, let's have it your way, and then he's seen what Triple H has done with that little niche and made it into more than that. And I think so. He's finally like, cause that's kind of something Vince has always been known for. Is like when his back's against the wall. Okay, I'll give you what you want.
And something that recently, speaking of wrestling being known for, John Cena has been quite the actor in the movie appearances that he's come in on. He was in Trainwreck. He was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, he was.
He was in Sisters. He was fantastic in that movie.
Part in that movie.
I liked Sisters a lot more than I liked Trainwreck.
He was a drug dealer. No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
You haven't seen that yet? It's on HBO now.
He's been
check it out.
Dominating reality TV. With
Yes.
that True Grit show and some other stuff.
So
I
now
haven't seen True Grit, but I've just started watching. Side note,
True Grit.
He's got John
Shot
Cena.
or killed.
It's something Grit. It's
American Grit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True Grit. Is shot or killed.
Shot or killed. But I haven't seen that. But I have watched Steve Austin's Broken Skull.
Yeah, that show. Is
That show
fantastic.
is awesome. I've never seen it
New
until
season
recently.
soon, or maybe I've missed.
I thought it was like Survivor, where it was like the same people through a whole season, but but it's new people every show, every episode, and it's awesome.
Is
It's
it like
fantastic.
that old, what was that show with Ted Nugent's reality show where he...
I don't know. I never know that was a
remember
thing
what that
either.
was
I have to
called.
check that out. But what I'm getting at is John Cena finally is being seen for this just superstar across all forms of entertainment.
He's hosted some award shows.
Yes, he did the ESPYs.
Yeah.
And now finally he's going to host the show. By the show, I mean SNL.
Is that still
I
as
think
prestigious as it used to be?
Yeah,
in your
it's a
mind?
big deal.
It's a big deal still, but it's not quite as big deal as it used to be. I don't think.
No,
I
it's
ask
not.
these questions to get conversation.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be back in the what everyone calls the good old days.
There's been many eras that have been.
There's
the good
been
old days.
the
for
earliest
you
days.
and I, the good old days are like the early '90s.
The Farley era.
Will Ferrell,
Yeah.
Chris Farley. But then there's also like the Dan Aykroyd era with Chris Farley. And
Most people would say when they say the good old days, they'd say Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd era, which I'll stand down to that because that makes sense. Whatever, but yes, to you and I, the other era.
it seems like it comes and goes, like it's like waves.
Yeah.
It was good, really good with back with Jim Belushi and those guys,
Yeah.
and then it kind of faded away, and then it came back
Yeah,
with a whole nother group
Yeah.
of great actors. And
I would honestly say to you guys now, if you haven't watched it for quite a while, it's not one of the great things, but it's not at the bottom of a slope right now. It's wholly watchable. From beginning to end, you'll get at least 70% of the skits in the episode are going to be
I'm
good.
surprised this is December 10th, you said?
Yes.
I'm surprised they're not waiting till closer to WrestleMania.
No, I mean,
But, you know.
I don't know if WWE is going to have that big of a pull during that time. April, a lot of people watch TV. So, I mean...
And plus, John Cena's off now. He won't have time
Right.
in WrestleMania season.
Right, he's got so many appearances on a Saturday night. I think about WrestleMania Access.
True.
And I'm sure at a certain time on Saturday night, that dude's asleep or doing his own thing.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
We forget that he does.
Sunday he has wrestling to do. We had, as you mentioned before, Walking Dead is plummeting.
Yeah, they've done really bad with ratings for them. For them. It's still not bad, really, if you look at other shows.
What's higher rated on? What is it? Sunday nights? It's on.
Sunday nights? I think there's...
It's the highest rated show, I
It's
think,
still the
on
highest.
television.
Yeah, it's still the highest rated.
Just not as.
It's
high
just
as-
it's just drastically gone down the last couple weeks.
This week, 500,000 people stopped watching compared
Yeah.
to last. I was one of them that stopped the week before. I'm not saying I'm not watching it.
You're gonna go back.
I TiVo it.
It's just not as important for you to watch it when it's out.
Well, they're usually
Right.
great, and one of the best shows, besides probably wrestling, that is really good about this is something you have to watch now. You have to, because they tweet and they do all the interactive stuff, and it's really, really good about having this must-see demand.
They have
you know.
like, if there's 6 commercials during a break, 2 of them are other things, and the other 4 are
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is great. Which is great because it's not like, oh, well, this serious thing just happened and now I'm going to learn about like women's periods
Yeah.
or something. You know, like,
The
you know, this
was a jump.
you know, like Tampax and stuff. You know, you see a commercial. I'm like, I don't want to. I was really invested in that show, and now I got to think about which one of these 2 pads takes in the most. I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of.
I don't watch TV with commercials anymore.
That's
Like,
why.
Well,
Because you don't want to see things about Tampax.
there's a lot of reasons on that note why it could be plummeting, you know?
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important for shows now to get those ratings by being the interactive, you know, conglomerate that they are. Making up words.
Tampax, if you want to sponsor us, I'm sorry for anything that I said.
It'll be a long. It could absorb the water I spilled on Seth earlier.
Way off target here.
But I really have a feeling, and it won't happen soon. Like it'll be 10 years or more, where any show you want to watch will be streaming somewhere.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's
I mean,
where it's going.
it's already started with Netflix. There are a lot of shows that are exclusive to Netflix for streaming. Here are all the shows.
Well,
Watch
think
them.
about
Yeah.
think about the Jimmy Kimmels, the Conan O'Briens of the world, Those are the late night talk shows.
Those would be.
They
the
are
only
now
things.
just trying their best to get on YouTube and like put everything that they have on YouTube because they're like, oh, this is where all the money is now.
Well,
kids are
streaming
watching
live
this.
is the new big thing. You know, you have Sling TV and you have PlayStation View, and there's a bunch of new things coming out all the time where you streaming live.
We just went live. If you watched us live,
Facebook,
and then now you're watching this later, let us know in the comments. We'll give you a thumbs up or props or something.
It was a disaster, this live experience, but it was an experience nonetheless.
But anyway, I think the big thing, why it's news, is because this is the first time it's really happened to Walking Dead. It's the first time they've taken a blow like this. I don't think it means that the show's going to be hurting at all overall, because they do almost just as much through like their DVD releases, their being on Netflix and whatever else. You know, they do just as well as they do during the regular season. I think the issue that people are having, besides how that's where everything's going, is people wanting to binge watch and, you know, waiting, is they're getting lazy, in my opinion, because they have. Well, I remember the first few seasons, you didn't know what was going to happen. It was at any moment you could have a slow episode, and then suddenly something crazy would happen. Then you'd have like 4 or 5 episodes in a row that were just absolutely nuts. Well, now it just seems like there's only 4 episodes per season that are worth anything, and then you just have. And I love character development. I'm a huge character guy. That's why that's one of my favorite shows. But it is, and you've been bitching about this for a while now, but it is finally getting to the point where it is starting to get to me even, because it's just like, okay, hey, here's some new characters. That's great. I love these new characters, but it's like they have opportunity to do more, and it feels like they're not. And I think people. That's
what in my to be fair, I came on this show, and I praised the heck out of the first episode of this new season.
Yeah.
Because so much happened. I mean, there actually not a lot really happened, honestly. But I mean, there were deaths. That's a big deal.
Reveals.
Yes, reveals. And I was like, I can't wait for the next episode. I cannot wait for the season to happen. What happened what did they do right after you have the tip top of climax of anything that's ever happened of excitement on that show? Now we're going to have a Carol story with Morgan, and it's going to go really slow, and it's just going to show them, and you're not going to find out anything else that happened, and it's going to be boring. Although we're going to introduce anything else.
Since the beginning.
Even that didn't bother me. It was this last episode with Tara that was like, she's not an important enough character, in my opinion, and it's like, they had they have money in Negan. The cat doesn't agree, but they have money in Negan. There's money in Daryl.
Yeah.
There's other characters that there's a lot of money in. I don't know why they would. It's totally feels like intentional filler, and that almost offends me, because anything, music, TV shows, movies, there's a moment where it's like, this is filler, and it feels like it's on purpose. That bugs me.
And that's why
Now it does. Did you ever notice it when you were a kid watching Dragon Ball?
A little bit.
Tell me you stole my joke.
A little bit, but and that did.
We think the same.
I was going to say that's why they need here.
Walking Dead.
Here's the end.
Kai.
Walking Dead Kai, or I was going to say somebody just do a Walking Dead abridged on YouTube. We'll do the voices. I'll be glad to do it. Let's make it happen.
Movie reviews with Jake Bates.
So this last weekend, I saw three movies.
I saw 0.
I went to the theater 3 times.
Not 2.
3.
Check your privilege.
I know. As a white man, I can afford, because I have a job, to see these movies. I went and saw first. I took my girlfriend to all 3 of these. So think about all the money that I spent this weekend.
Guy.
Yeah, sweet.
Stimulating the economy and stuff.
I went and saw Moana. That movie was a pure delight, my friends.
You and your Disney movies.
Was Moana Disney?
Is it Disney?
Yes, it was.
Well, it's all the same.
It's a Disney musical.
Speaking of wrestling.
Musical, yes. Speaking of wrestling, usually you and I think the same. And I was going to say musical. I was waiting for you to be like, music. But you're like, The Rock, wrestling.
He's the highest paid actor now. I heard.
rightfully so.
Yep, he's been on all the things.
You know, I thought going into this, I was like, this is going to be the movie that disappoints me this year.
Really?
Because everyone was saying it was good, and I didn't watch any reviews or trailers, or I saw trailers, but I didn't watch any people reacting to it.
You didn't like that Pets movie, right?
So,
The
Pets movie was okay. It wasn't like
That wasn't
fantastic,
Disney,
but it was
though.
good.
That was DreamWorks movie.
It's all the same. Disney,
not.
Disney owns it all.
No.
They own everything.
No.
The only
No.
thing they haven't bought is wrestling and DC.
So this movie was about Moana. She is a princess.
We'll go figure.
She's now one of my favorite princesses. Not my favorite, because my favorite princess is Leia.
Is she also a mutant?
Not a mutant. You remember when you and I went and saw American Hustle?
Yeah, I remember.
You said to me something about the people in the movie and what you wanted to be when you grew up. What was it you said to let the people know?
I looked at Jake and I said, Jake, let's be Italian.
Yeah. Well, now I think that if
Now
we're
it's
born then yeah, Italians would be the best kind
It's
of
like, let's
thing to
be Samoans.
Yeah, let's be Samoans is the other best thing ever, because like you get to swim on the nice beach and it looks nice all the time, and there's coconuts and fruits and stuff to eat and pigs all over the place to be.
I want to be a Dorothky now.
Oh yeah, that'd be good to be too. Yeah.
I heard The Rock played himself. And
The Rock
The fat
sang
version of himself.
a fantastic song, which if you guys don't go see it, no, don't watch the music first. Go see the movie and let it surprise you.
We all know
The
the Rock's
music was
excellent
beautiful.
singer from WWE programming.
Yeah.
Right. He did do a couple different rock concerts on WWE. I forgot about that. But I thought when the music started, he was like in a talking voice, the one he sang. And I was like, The Rock's, this can be bad.
Yeah.
No, much to my delight, it was the best song of the movie. That movie was great. Quickly, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Wow.
Throwing them out there. Right,
Better
guys?
than Kubo or not?
Kubo, I thought got a 5 out
Let
of
me,
5.
Kubo did get a 5 out of 5, but let me,
How does it compare to Kubo? Is my question.
oh God, dude.
Nothing compared to
Let's save that answer for because now I'll be able to see Kubo a second time, or actually a third time now, on my 4K, and we'll get that next week's episode. Is that going to be the best of?
Whatever.
Because
Makes sense.
2 weeks. No. 2 weeks
weeks.
from now.
2
Because
months.
2 weeks from now we'll have seen Star Wars, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah, Star Wars.
we gotta wait for that.
We've got to wait for that because we
months.
have to be able to like say that's number one of the year. You know?
2 months.
2 months and you're out. Yeah. Bad Santa 2. Quickly, I was worried that this movie was going to be, when you get like the comedy sequels. you're
Comedy
like,
sequels
Why
usually
did
suck.
they have to do that?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
ruined it. They didn't. They didn't ruin it.
Good.
So happy that.
It's one of the rare ones, like, off the top of my head, Anchorman 2.
Anchorman 2 was a fantastic sequel, yes.
But not one of the bad ones, like, I don't know.
All of them.
All the rest of
Dumb
them.
and Dumber,
Yeah. Either Dumb and Dumber sequel. Prequel and sequel are bad.
both
Yeah.
bad, yes. But Bad Santa 2, it made sense. The storyline made sense, even though, you probably say, why'd they bring the midget guy back? That doesn't make sense, because he tried to shoot Will. He did shoot Will. No, he didn't. He tried to shoot Willie at the end. And he, killed people, and he should be in jail, because
I would have forgot about all that.
you'd have
I'm like,
forgot, yeah.
it's a midget.
There's he does make a joke about that. He's like, "Why'd they let you out? Aren't they supposed to sterilize you people so you don't procreate?" And
Oh wow.
so this movie, the thing that they did right was there wasn't any drastic character changes. It was they're like, here's the same character, and why would they have a complete change of heart that they did at the end of the movie and just change? And why would Willie be just the nicest guy ever all of a sudden? No, Willie's still a drunk. He's still a dickhead to everybody that he meets. And the little kid still thinks he's part of his family and wants to fix sandwiches because he works now at not a Subway, but pretty much a Subway, and just wants to fix sandwiches for everyone. So yes, Bad Santa 2, worth going to see. I give it a 3.5.
3.5. That's high, I think, for a comedy movie.
For especially for a Bad Santa movie, I'm going high with it. And then Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
You thought you were gonna hate this. You made fun of it.
I did, and I'm very upset with myself.
You're a lizard.
Yeah, there was no. You know what the best first thing about it that was good,
No British people.
except for the main character, but he was likable. And thank you for answering the question correctly. The movie was in America, so there were no.
Very few British people.
I can't stand the word muggle. We're muggle.
Did they have guns in the movie?
No, there were no.
We're
guns.
in America.
There
There should be guns.
Full time.
And you and I stand in the same spot in this argument with the last Harry Potter movie. I'm gonna open a can of worms for anybody who likes Harry Potter. The last Harry Potter movie was the one Harry Potter movie that I saw before this, and there's a big war at the end. You've seen all the movies, Seth?
Yeah.
The big battle. Have I talked to you about this?
It's the Battle of Hogwarts.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know you're going with this.
Big battle. Everyone wants to kill each other. Like there's the students and the teachers versus all the bad guys. They want to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
I saw explosives to blow up a bridge to go from like out. They like put explosives on that bridge. Do you remember that? But there was not a single gun to kill one of those wizards. Not a single gun. There's abracadabra and wah wah wah.
Abracadabra.
Why not? Wah wah wah. Doesn't that kill people a lot faster?
Can they stop the bullets?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm sure there is a huge Harry Potter nerd out there that could make for a
And
decent.
I'm sure that I would give them a great rebuttal. If I
I'm
prove
sure
them
that
wrong.
they could make a really good argument.
You can't
about-
stop the bullets.
I'm not at all that person.
Why not put the wand on the end of the machine gun so then they're all magic bullets that go?
I don't know if that
Shut
works.
up. Why?
Bless the gun first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking Constantine things. He dips his shotgun into the holy water and holy shotgun.
To me, the guns thing, I think it's hilarious. 'Cause that's what you always use to mess with the Harry Potter fans, the too much Harry Potter fans, because there are a lot of them. But
That's fine. I understand it because
Yeah.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and
everybody has to have something.
there's
yeah.
more
Somebody
of
tries
us
to tear
than
that
them.
apart. You're like, no.
Yeah.
I'll defend to the death.
Yeah. The way I see it, since I enjoyed the movies, I read 2 of the books. I'm very neutral.
Yeah.
What?
I'm-
Reading.
Yeah. I'm
That's
very-
like the equivalent to that is why would the Emperor or Grand Moff, what's his name, Tarkin? Yeah. Why would they let the shaft happen? Why would they let the ventilation
Plot
shaft
holes
happen?
and
They're
everything.
not-
There's a giant freaking planet thing that blows planets up. It's gonna overheat. You have to have some sort of space to let
Also,
heat
they're
out.
not engineers.
Yeah,
They
they're
didn't
not.
think
But
about
still, why? I mean, yeah. Let's make sure we don't all burn up in here. We need ventilation shafts. That's fine.
Well, I think it's just as easy, in my opinion, and you might disagree, it's fine, to say, it's as easy to say, oh, you just could make this a lot simpler with bullets, and then someone else could say, well, then someone could cast a spell to make the guns not work, so they're pointless anyway. So, I mean...
But they
it's-
do a spell back because they're bad wizards.
And that's why there's not guns in the thing, because that would just be a mess.
I think supposedly the spells are stronger than bullets.
But there'd be more, Tom.
But,
Why not just blow it? I mean, if you're really
You know-
a magician,
you know what would satisfy you?
just conjure a bomb. Yeah, evil spirit bomb. Thank you. You're on my side in this. Okay, so getting to the movie review though, and past the guns. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. There was the main character. He's Newt Scamander was his name.
Newt.
Newt Scamander.
Is he a bad guy?
He's the British. No, he's the good guy.
Well, in Star Wars, he'd been the bad guy because he's British.
That's a good point.
Yes.
But his name is Newt,
Yeah.
which would
So mom and dad had to decide we're gonna name our kid Newt Scamander.
But just judging on Harry Potter names in the past, I've seen all the movies.
Yeah.
I've not read a
Except
single
for the last
book
one.
except for the last one. But judging on the names of certain characters in that series, Newt would mean he was a lizard.
You're a lizard, Harry.
Exactly.
That's what you're gonna get. You wasted all that time just to go over it. I was hoping that's what it was. I hope that had nothing to do with the discussion. I was really hoping. So getting back to the review, the guy, I don't know the actor's name, so I'm gonna do the referencing thing that we've done before. You guys have seen the ping pong movie.
Eddie Redmayne or something like that.
I think that's who we're thinking of.
Balls of Fire.
Yeah, Balls of Fury. Guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. He saved the movie for me. He is what, if you only know Harry Potter, he's a muggle. Or in American terms, he's a no-mage. They call muggles no-mages. And he's like, but the rule is that no-mages aren't ever supposed to be seeing the wizarding world. Except for Harry's crappy...
There's a lot of muggles that made it to Hogwarts, though.
Yeah. I'm saying Harry's crappy aunt and uncle and his cousin, they saw all the magic.
Well, that's a whole another can of worms.
Yeah.
Because there's a theory that since Harry was a Horcrux, since Harry was a Horcrux, like being around a Horcrux corrupts everything around him.
Oh.
So it's Harry's fault his aunt and uncle and cousin
are bad
terrible
people.
Freaking people.
Huh. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but I thought it was funny. Hagrid. I watched the
Hagrid's
first...
in it?
No, he's not. But I'm watching now...
Just rip up my ticket to go see it.
I'm watching... I thought you'd be... Hagrid's in it? I gotta Google it. I gotta get my ticket now. And Hagrid says at the end of the first movie when Harry's going back, he's like, he's like, if they ever give you any shit, Harry, just use your magic and ruin their lives. And Harry's like, but the rules say that we're not supposed to.
Outside of the wizarding world.
We're not supposed to. And Hagrid says, they don't know the rules, do they? He then says that. That's the best line of the whole movie. It's like, you're supposed to be his teacher, aren't you? Or not, he's a groundskeeper.
He's the
Just a
groundskeeper,
guy.
really.
Yeah. He doesn't die every episode, though. So that's good. Or at least during Halloween. So getting back again to the review, that actor, whoever you guys said,
I didn't say
The
shit.
main character of the whole thing?
No, the dude from Balls Out.
Then I don't remember that guy.
Or whatever the heck it's called. Balls Out.
It's not the movie.
Balls of Fury.
We should make a sports movie called
Balls Out is Gary the Tennis Coach. That's also a fantastic movie.
What?
Gary the Tennis Coach? You ever heard of that?
I haven't seen Bad Boys 2, no.
Okay. So he was the best part of the movie. It was good. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Wow.
I'm
genuinely surprised about that.
Yeah, I know you are. And
I'm never going to see the movie because what he told me, that's supposed to be a twist, so I'm not going to ruin it. But if you know me and certain actors I don't watch movies of.
Oh, I knew that going in too. I'd heard it.
Oh, I won't see
and it didn't
the
ruin it.
I won't see it.
But at the end, now this is heavy spoilers because we're at the end of the episode too, so heavy spoilers.
And nobody's watched it this far to get spoiled.
At the end of the movie, am I going to ruin it for you or you
Yeah,
go
ahead.
They're like, oh, now all these muggles or all these no-mages just saw all this stuff that just happened, and now we've got to like use the Men in Black thing to memory erase them. And he's like, well, I got this potion, but I mean, it'll only work like in water, and they've got to it's got to touch their skin or something. And so he's like, oh, well, this overlying story, he's trying to get this animal, like a magic animal, like eagle thing.
One of the
back.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. So he puts the stuff on him, and he flies up, and he makes it rain because he can like control weather, and it rains on everybody. Yeah, make it rain. And everyone's like, oh, Jesus, all this they walk off. We're normal, fine now. And the character, the no-mage through the whole movie, his name's Jacob in the movie, but he's standing there under like an umbrella, and he's like, all right, guys, well, this is, I guess this is goodbye. And he's like getting ready to walk into the water, and he's gone through this whole, story arc with all these people, and it's like, he's basically accepting, not his death, but like, he's finally seen this wizarding world that's just like, I felt like this character, because I was like, all this wizarding world and all these people have talked about how good this movie is. And I've just like let it pass me by and been, ignorant to it. And now I've experienced this, and this guy's like, well, now I'm not going to see it ever. I'm not ever going to remember it again. It's going to make me forget it. And I was like, I didn't cry, but I was like, like, don't do it. Don't. And if this dude's in the next movie, they'll have my ticket for the next one, because there's going to be 5. But if he's not, I really will think about not going to see it.
Are you shitting me? There's going to be 5 movies of this?
I'm not.
Are you surprised there was 8?
But there was that many books. There were 7 books.
There's Harry Potter books. This is just the other.
1 book.
This is the other thing. Yeah.
This is 1 book. This can be 5 things.
You'll probably do more.
You have to remember that Lord of the Rings did that with The Hobbit.
Yes.
The Hobbit was 1 book.
1 book, and it was 3
This
movies.
big.
Yeah.
Wasn't very big.
3 movies.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about that movie either. That about wraps it up for us today on Nerd Buffet. We talked about all the things there is to talk about
All
this
the
week.
things.
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything else to add?
We have a special announcement. They might not realize this yet.
I don't know what.
They don't.
You keep saying you have
They
one.
don't.
I'm like,
In 2 weeks, 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
2.
we're going to have our super end of the year show. That might not be the name of
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah, probably
it's
not the
going
name.
to be.
I remember.
It's going to be the biggest show, and we're going to have awards. We're going to do your movie thing.
Awards.
We're going to have awards.
Not physical. We're not buying
Not
anything
physical.
Who's
for
getting
anyone.
awards?
Everyone.
Okay.
We're going to have awards.
Verbal.
We're going to have recap. We're going to go through the best movies of 2017 because it's the end of the year.
And the worst.
16.
We do the best movies and just the best anything that happens.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And all
The
kinds
best
of fun.
thing of the year.
I'll tell you the best thing of the year.
No, don't tell us. Wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I'll wait 2 months.
2 months is the best
That's
thing.
a hint. That's a hint of the best thing. That
But we're going to talk about the best movies. That'll be the main thing. But also the best thing ever. This
and the
year.
worst.
And also
movies,
the worst thing
and worst
ever.
thing.
We'll talk about
Ever.
this year.
we'll talk about things we've never talked about.
Yep.
Recap things that we're talked about a lot, and hopefully avoid a long Harry Potter conversation.
Well, that was an extra.
Yeah.
If you want to see the Harry Potter conversation, make sure to check out our YouTube channel and also on Facebook. It'll be posted on Facebook.
Yep.
Anyone interested in Harry Potter, pay attention to that and correct us because I'm sure and
Full of
positive
errors.
we're wrong.
full of errors and plot holes. Hey, I do want to touch on something before we get out of
Don't
here.
touch me.
Not that kind of touch, Tom.
Okay.
Not a bad touch. You texted me the other day and said, "Hey, someone's wanted to watch The Matrix. Where do I start?"
Yeah, I did say that.
You said, "Isn't it?" Did you say where I start, or what did you ask?
My thoughts on it, as I want to see if you concurred. If someone wanted to watch all the Matrix movies, I'm not saying stop at the Matrix, which is probably the smart thing to do.
Are you
Watch
in-
the Matrix.
That's what I said.
I am
you-
including
Okay,
Animatrix. This is where it's getting to. Where do you put Animatrix in that watch order?
Oh my goodness.
If someone's willing to watch all of them, that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Then I do them in order of release.
So
So-
just like I thought, the Matrix, Animatrix, Reloaded,
The Revolution.
and then Revolution.
Yeah.
That's what I had thought in my head.
But if you want,
If you
to
only
have
wanna-
somebody be happy,
Yeah, just watch
then
the Matrix.
then they watch just the Matrix, maybe the Animatrix. But this is coming from someone who it's scary for me to say that. High school me would have said this, like you'd have probably
I
cute.
made sure you weren't a replicant. or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because like I for the longest time have tried to defend those movies, but like upon a rewatch this year, like the first one holds up and it's like remastered looks amazing in the right sound and
Have you seen
picture.
the Blu-ray version, yet?
Yes, amazing. They have them on, I want to say like Amazon or something, up-res to UHD. They look really good. But the second and third one, they're just
Convoluted, to say the
dense.
least.
Yeah, bad.
I like them too, but I haven't seen them again since.
2
Probably.
is the first half of 2 is watchable. But then once it gets into the whole love plot and like changing the revolution cycle, that was just why? Why did you have to do that? You know?
So, but anyway, like I said, if you're just gonna watch The Matrix, I'd maybe recommend like I don't remember what it's called in the Animatrix, but it talks about the history before the
There's a
AIs
part
took
1 and
over.
a part 2 to it.
Yep,
Yeah.
those are the ones to watch because it talks about the
Last
war
Flight of the Osiris was
the
good
AI.
too.
That was good, but you don't need to watch it unless you're gonna watch 2.
Fair enough. Yep. So I think that's going to about do it for us. Nothing else to touch on. I'm going to touch you, Tom. Don't worry.
Thank goodness.
Thank
I was
God.
worried about
That's
that.
just disgusting. I think that's going to wrap it up then. We had
Anything
a
to look forward to next
great
week?
big show. Next week we do. I'm thinking, because this is really selfish, which I'm Slytherin, but I'm thinking, because I just picked up a ton more, and Savannah and I were playing our NES and our Super Nintendo, because we picked up a bunch more games. I also picked up, finally, a Sega and a Sega CD with just a ton of games with it, too.
Do you
So
use Sega CD games?
Yeah, 2 of them. I don't remember what they were. But I'm thinking we need to do a comparison sometime, as I know we're all 3 Nintendo people, right? More than Sega.
Yeah.
An outsider look on Sega. I don't know if you want to do that next
Do
week.
it like a Sega retrospective. I don't think there's anything going on, so that'd be fine.
Yeah. So, like, maybe a comparison, and I don't know, we could play some games and talk about them and say, hey, these are the best ones that we played that we can remember. Probably going to be Sonic, just FYI, but I don't know. And then I want to go see Arrival. That one's going to be in Centerville this weekend. I've heard it's got
That's
really good
the
reviews. That's the
Chris
one
Pratt
where you...
and what's her name? In it?
No, that's something else.
Passengers.
Yeah, it's
Passengers.
Passengers. I don't know when that
What's
comes out.
Arrival?
Arrival is the one where you said, and you're gonna laugh as soon as you realize, the one where the alien spaceship shows up.
Oh.
And they're like, "What do we do?
And
I don't know what to do."
like we should talk to the aliens. Like in all reality, they'd be fucking nuked. Like, before they even entered the atmosphere, we would nuke the shit out of them.
Yeah. That's
that's the
absolutely true. So hopefully, because this movie is getting really just rave reviews.
Is it?
So
Is
I
it like
hope-
Contact version 2 or what? Did you ever see Contact?
I've seen Contact, but I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen it yet, Tom. So I want to go see that, and then I also want to go see. I can't think what it's called, but the spy thriller with the not funny version of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's what it looks
What
like.
the hell was that called?
I don't know. It's Brad Pitt.
Allied.
Allied, yes. I don't know if Arrival or Allied's in Centerville. One of the two, and they both start with an A.
A's.
Yes. And I was looking at my app really quick. So one of the two, maybe all 3 of us can go. I don't know. It's quite a journey for you with a child now, but check that out. Of course, TLC's this weekend, so we'll have some reactions on that.
So we'll do live reactions for that, just like we did Survivor Series, and hopefully it won't be as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's been it. My name's Jake.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Tommy. Well, that's a wrap this week.
That's the whole show. That's it.
That's the whole show.
I feel cheated. That was it.
Yeah, you know where you could go see more?
Where?
You go to YouTube and subscribe. You can watch all of them.
Oh, there's more to watch already?
Lots more.
Don't they have to make more, or is it already done?
We have more to watch.
Oh, how? Like, because we're not doing more right now.
More in the past.
In the past. What?